Hello and welcome to the Excellent English Club. Today's topic is organs of speech. This is a very important topic for pronunciation. This video will be helpful for those videos we have already discussed. So let's start. What do you mean by organs of speech? Look here. Organs of speech are organs which play a part in the production of articulation or speech. Means whatever we say, whatever we speak, it helps to produce these sounds. With the help of air coming from the lungs, passes through our oral cavity or nasal cavity. Okay. We divide organs of speech in three systems, and the fourth system is nervous system, which controls the first three systems. Okay, the first one is the respiratory system. Second one, the phonatory system. Third one, the articulatory system. And as I told you, the fourth one is nervous system. One by one, I will discuss these systems with diagrammatic examples. Okay? Now, look here. The first one is respiratory system. Respiratory system is the network of organs and tissues that help you breathe. Okay? It includes your airways, lungs, and blood vessels. Okay, let me show you the diagram. Look at this diagram. In this diagram, we have lungs, nasal cavity, oral cavity, vocal cords, or larynx. For example, look here. This portion is called nasal cavity. Means the air coming from the lungs passes through the nose. That is nasal cavity. Second, oral cavity. What is this? Oral cavity, this one. Means the air coming from the lungs passes through the mouth, orally. That is oral cavity. Then the third one is vocal cords. As I told you in the previous video, thus we have vocal cords. I will show you the diagram, separate diagram for vocal cords also, don't worry, in the next slide. And larynx. This part is called larynx, not inside the part, this prominent part here. Sometimes, we call it Apple Adams, okay? And the last, lungs. These are very important organ in our body for our life as well as for production of sounds. Because without lungs, we cannot produce sounds. When the air comes from the lungs, passes through mouth or from nose, and passes through the throat, then we produce the sounds. If air will not come, we cannot produce the sounds. Simple. Okay? So this is respiratory system, the first system. Now move to system number 2, phonatory system. Number 2, phonatory system. Phonation is the process by which the vocal cords produce certain sounds through quasi-periodic vibration. As I told you, vibration. Okay, this is the definition, and I will show you in the diagram, then you will easily understand what are the vocal cords, what are the larynx, and how they produce sounds, voiceless sounds and voice sound. Look at this diagram. This part, it is vocal cords, and this whole part, this area, it is called larynx, and this is called Adam apple, as I told you. And this vocal cords, this area, I will open it I will bring a separate picture of vocal cords. Look here. These are vocal cords. These two. Okay. The first one is open vocal cord. The second one is closed vocal cord. What is the difference? Let me tell you. For example, the first one, which is open, this is the open area, okay, and this means when the vocal cords are open, they do not vibrate because they are apart. They are not close together, they are apart, so they don't vibrate. So they produce voiceless sounds. These are the voiceless sounds: pa, ta, ka, fa, tha, sa, sha, sha, and tha. Then move to the closed vocal cords. If you see the picture here, it is closed like this. In the first one, they are open like this. In the second picture, they are closed like this. Do you understand? Means the air coming from the lungs passes through these two vocal cords and they vibrate. When they vibrate, they produce voice sounds. What are the voice sounds? All vowels are voice sound, and there are 16 consonant sounds which are also voiced. And now some more parts are here. For example, these are the epiglottis. This one and this one. Okay? This and this. These are epiglottis. And this portion, the whole portion, this one, this is called glottis. Look here, this one is called glottis. Do you understand what is phonatory system? Phonatory system involves vocal cords, larynx, produce voice sound, voiceless sound. When they are closed, they produce voice sound. When they are open, they produce voiceless sound. Now move to the third one, articulatory system. The articulatory system. Okay, look here. What is articulatory system? Articulation is the process producing sounds, syllables, and words with the help of speech organs such as tongue, teeth, lips, hard palate, soft palate, and epiglottis. These are the very important parts which help in producing sounds or speech. Okay? Let me show you in the diagram. Look at this diagram. In this diagram, there are so many things. One by one, I will let you know. For example, this is upper lips. When we produce bilabial sound like pa, ba, we use our lips. Okay? Number 2, lower lip. Number 3, these are gums. Then teeth. Next, teeth ridge. Under the teeth, this portion, which produce dental sound like tha, da, tha, da. Okay? Then next is hard palate, the roof of the mouth, hard palate, and then soft palate. Soft palate is very near to the vocal cords. It's not vocal cords, but very near to the soft area of your roof at the end before the vocal cords. That is soft palate. I will tell you the function of soft palate in the last slide. Then uvula. Uvula is, when you open your mouth, you will see something, is hanging something, a kind of piece of flesh. You will find in your mouth, that is uvula. The next is, these two inside, there are two tissues, will help to swallow something. When you eat something, you put inside with the help of these tissues. And the last one is tongue. Tongue is very important to produce different sounds. Tongue has many parts. As when you see the tongue, you will see that there is a one piece, but it has different parts, which I will tell you in the next slide. Okay, you understand what is articulatory system? Now move to the number 4, nervous system. As I told you, this is not related to organs of speech. This system controls all the above 3 systems. No need to discuss this system further, as it is not related to organs of speech. Okay? Now I will tell you something about the parts of a tongue. This tongue has many parts. Tongue has 5 parts. But how will you recognize? Look here. These are the points. First one is this one. This is tip of the tongue. When we use tha, the, this type of sound, we use our tip of the tongue. Tha, the. Okay? This is tip of the tongue. Number 2, blade. It is called blade of the tongue. After that, just look here. The third is front of the tongue. Next, center of the tongue. Center of the tongue. And the last part is the back of the tongue. These all parts play a very important role while producing sounds. Understand? These are the 3 different systems: respiratory system, phonatory system, and articulatory system. In articulatory system, we have tongue, and tongue has 5 different parts. Now, I will show you a complete diagram. Look here, the complete organ. In this picture, all the parts are together. In the previous slides, I told you what is respiratory system. I have shown you one diagram. Then phonatory system, another diagram. Then articulatory system, another diagram. In this diagram, all the systems are together. As I told you in the previous slide, that soft palate or uvula, what is the function of this soft palate? This one is nasal cavity, as I told you. And this one is oral cavity. And this is your tongue. And I told you the parts of your tongue: tip, blade, front, center, and back. This one is, as I told you, this is epiglottis, this is pharynx, and these are the vocal cords. Air, which is coming from the lungs, sometimes passes through the mouth, this area, or sometimes passes through the nose, this area. Okay? How? Look here. This is your soft palate. What is this? Your soft palate. In this soft palate, it has a quality to move this side, left side, or right side. We say lowered and raised. If the uvula or the soft palate lowered, it comes down. So this nasal cavity is opened. So air coming from the lungs passes through the nose. Why? Because it is closed. The mouth area is closed because the soft palate is lowered. So it blocked the mouth or the oral cavity, and nasal cavity is free to pass the air coming from the lungs. When it comes from the nose, these sounds are called nasal sounds, like ma, na, as in man, nature, nose. These are nasal sounds. Whenever you produce any ing sound, that is also a nasal sound. If the soft palate is raised, it blocks the nasal area. The area of nasal cavity, it blocks. Okay. And air coming from the lungs passes through the mouth. That is oral sounds. So we have 2 types of sounds: nasal sounds and oral sounds. Nasal sounds are 3, and rest of them are oral sounds. Understand? And these are the other parts which we have already discussed, like these are the upper lips, lower lips, then teeth, mandible means this bone, mandible, okay, and these are vocal cords. I have already shown you. I think you understand what are the organs of speech. Understand? If you have any query, any question, you can ask me in the comment column. I will give you the answer, don't worry. Okay, so I told you how many systems are there. There are 3 main systems: respiratory system, phonatory system, articulatory system. And number 4 is nervous system, which is not related to organs of speech, but that system controls all these 3 systems. I told you what are the vocal cords, how they work, how they produce voice or voiceless sounds. Then I told you the parts of the tongue, how many parts of the tongue, and finally I told you the complete chart or complete diagram of organs of speech. What is nasal cavity, what is oral cavity. Understand? I think you all understand. See you in the next video. Thank you very much. Goodbye.